I sat on the edge of my old wooden bed in our small family home on the outskirts of the city. The same house where I had raised Ahmed alone. After his father passed away 20 years ago. Rain hammered against the window like angry fists. Every breath felt like knives in my chest. I was 71, widowed, and the only person I had left in this world was my son. Or so I thought. I dialed again. This time Sarah, his wife of 3 years, picked up. Auntie, we're in the middle of our evening walk. Max gets anxious if we skip it. Ahmed will come after. Her voice was sweet, but the words cut deep. Max, that golden retriever they treated like their own child. They had no kids yet, but the dog had a stroller, special food, and daily Instagram posts. I had sacrificed my youth, my savings, everything for Ahmed. I worked 2 jobs as a school teacher and seamstress so he could study engineering. I skipped meals so he could have new books. And now, a dog came first. Somehow, I managed to call an ambulance. The paramedics found me collapsed on the floor, clutching the faded photo of Ahmed as a little boy. In the hospital, the doctor's words were heavy. Another mild heart attack, Mrs. Fatima. You need rest and family support. Stress is killing you. I lay there alone that night, staring at the white ceiling, tears rolling down my wrinkled cheeks. Where was my son? Ahmed arrived the next morning, looking guilty but defensive. Tall, handsome, with the same kind eyes I used to adore. Sarah stood beside him holding Max's leash. Mama, I'm sorry. The traffic was bad and Max was restless. He avoided my eyes. I remembered the boy who once brought me wildflowers every Mother's Day. The teenager who promised, I'll take care of you when you're old, Mama. Always. Life had changed him. After getting a good job in the city, he married Sarah, a modern girl from a wealthy family. They moved into a fancy apartment. Weekends were for fancy brunches, gym sessions, and that dog. My calls became less frequent. Visits? Only on Eid, and even then, they left early because Max misses us. I had hidden my own struggles. The rising medical bills. The leaking roof. The loneliness that ate at my soul. I never wanted to burden him. But that day in the hospital, something inside me shifted. While recovering, I asked the nurse for a notebook and pen. I started writing. Not just memories, but truths I had buried for decades. I thought about the family secret no one knew. Before Ahmed's father died, he had invested wisely in land that skyrocketed in value. A hidden fortune, almost 2 crore rupees in property and savings, that I had protected for my son. But now, the pain made me question everything. Days turned into weeks. Ahmed visited twice, bringing fruits and quick hugs. Take care, Mama. We're going to the hills next weekend with Max. Each time, the knife twisted deeper. I smiled weakly, but inside, a quiet resolve grew. Back home, I made the call that would rewrite our story. I contacted my old lawyer friend Mr. Khan. I want to change my will, I told him firmly. My voice no longer trembled. For years I had planned to leave everything to Ahmed. The properties, the savings, even my late husband's gold. But after the hospital incident, I divided it differently. One part went to a local orphanage that helped widows like me. Another to my younger sister in the village who had always supported me quietly. And a significant portion? I set up a trust for Ahmed, but with strict conditions. He would only receive it if he proved he could care for family beyond a dog. The lawyer raised an eyebrow but prepared the documents. I also started recording short videos on my old phone. Simple stories of my life, the sacrifices, the love, the heartbreak. I spoke directly to the camera. If you're watching this, Ahmed Beta, know that a mother's heart is fragile, but her love is strong. Even when broken. The videos went into a sealed envelope with the new will. I felt lighter. Not vengeful, but awake. I began walking slowly in the garden, tending to my rose bushes, talking to the neighbor's cat. Life was not over. I joined a senior citizens group at the mosque. For the first time in years, I laughed genuinely. Ahmed sensed something was different. He called more often, but the excuses continued. Work is crazy, Mama. Sarah's promotion party is this weekend. I simply said, Allah keeps me, Beta. 3 months later, another health scare landed me back in the hospital. This time it was serious. Ahmed rushed in, pale-faced, Sarah trailing behind without Max for once. Mama, what happened? Why didn't you call me earlier? I looked at him, tears in my eyes. I did call, Ahmed. You were walking the dog. The room fell silent. I asked the doctor to leave us alone. Then I told him everything. The hidden struggles, the sacrifices he never fully understood, the new will. I handed him the envelope with the videos. Watch them when you're ready. This is not punishment, Beta. This is a mother's last lesson. Ahmed broke down. For the first time in years he cried like the little boy I once comforted. Sarah stood shocked, tears streaming down her face. We didn't realize. We were so selfish. That night, Ahmed stayed by my bedside. He confessed how the comfortable life had made him blind. The dog walks were routine, but they had replaced real family time. Sarah admitted she had encouraged the lifestyle without thinking of elders. They both apologized repeatedly. I forgave them. A mother's heart always finds space for forgiveness, but I also stood firm. Real change was needed. Not just words. Slowly, Ahmed changed. He sold their fancy apartment and moved closer to me. Weekends now included family dinners, not just dog parks. Max was still loved, but no longer the center of their universe. Ahmed started helping with my medical appointments, fixed the leaking roof himself, and even planted new roses with me. One evening, as we sat on the porch watching the sunset, Ahmed held my hand. Mama, I was lost. Thank you for waking me up. The will? I don't care about the money. I just want you here, healthy and happy. I smiled, my heart full. The properties would still go to him one day, but more importantly, I had my son back. The videos I made? He uploaded edited versions anonymously on YouTube, turning them into emotional stories that touched thousands. Messages poured in from viewers. This reminds me of my own parents. Never take family for granted. Today, our family is whole again. Ahmed and Sarah are expecting their first child, a real baby this time. Max has a new role, gentle big brother to the coming baby. I sit with my grandson's future crib in mind, grateful for the painful lesson that brought us closer. Remember, dear viewers, family is not an option. It's the only thing that truly matters. If your parents need you, don't choose the dog, the party, or the busy schedule. Choose love. Call them today. Visit them. Before it's too late. The days after my second hospital stay were the hardest. Ahmed came every single evening after work. No more excuses about Max or weekend plans. He would sit on the floor beside my bed, holding my hand like he did when he was 5 years old and scared of thunderstorms. Tell me everything I missed, Mama, he whispered one night. So I did. I told him about the lonely evenings when I cooked extra food hoping he would visit. About the times I hid my medical reports so he wouldn't worry. About how his father's last words were, "Take care of our boy, Fatima. And make sure he takes care of you." Ahmed's eyes filled with regret. Sarah joined us too, bringing homemade soup instead of fancy restaurant takeaways. She started learning my old family recipes, the simple dal chawal with extra love that I used to make. Max, the golden retriever, even seemed to sense the change. He would rest his head on my lap gently during visits, as if apologizing in his own way. Slowly, the house felt alive again. Laughter replaced the heavy silence. But deep down, I knew true healing would take time. One quiet Friday afternoon, Ahmed found the old metal box I kept under my bed. Inside were the property papers, bank documents, and my late husband's gold jewelry. His hands shook as he read through them. "Mama, this is worth crores? You never told me." I smiled weakly. "I wanted to give it to you on your wedding day, beta. But then life got busy, and your priorities changed." The new will was still with the lawyer, but I showed him everything. The land in the village that had become valuable, the fixed deposits I never touched. "This was never just money, Ahmed. It was your father's dream for our family." Tears rolled down his face. He fell to his knees. "I don't deserve any of it. I failed you." Sarah stood at the door, crying too. That evening, they both promised to use part of it wisely, not for luxury, but to fix our old family home, start a small business together, and most importantly, make sure no elder in our circle ever felt abandoned. We decided to keep most of it in a family trust. Ahmed insisted I control it until I felt ready. For the first time, I saw real maturity in my son's eyes. Months passed, and the biggest blessing arrived. Sarah gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. We named her Aisha, after my mother. Holding my granddaughter in my arms for the first time healed wounds I thought would never close. Her tiny fingers wrapped around mine, and all the pain from that rainy day melted away. Ahmed became a completely different man. He woke up early to help with the baby, took me for morning walks, and even started praying with me at the mosque. Sarah left her high-pressure job to focus on family. They turned the extra room in our house into a beautiful nursery. Max now had a new best friend. He guarded the baby's cradle like a protective older brother, but life always brings tests. Aisha was a premature baby and needed extra care in the beginning. Those sleepless nights in the hospital reminded Ahmed of my own lonely nights. He held my hand and said, "Now I understand what you went through for me, Mama." Every single day, I used this time to record more videos, not of pain, but of wisdom, love, and second chances. These became the foundation for Ahmed's growing YouTube channel, where he shared our family's real journey. 1 year after that fateful hospital refusal, another challenge came. I fell ill again, this time with pneumonia. The doctor said I needed complete bed rest for weeks. Ahmed didn't hesitate. He took leave from his job, stayed home, and personally took care of me, giving medicines, cooking khichdi, reading the Quran to me at night. Sarah managed the baby and still found time to sit with me, listening to my old stories about village life, my wedding, and the struggles of raising Ahmed alone. One evening she said, "Auntie, you taught me what real motherhood looks like. I want to be half the mother you are." But not everything was perfect. Ahmed's old friends teased him for changing too much. Work pressure tried to pull him back into the busy lifestyle. One day he almost slipped, planning a quick trip with friends. I saw the old hesitation in his eyes. I gently reminded him, "Beta, the dog is family, but we are your blood. Choose wisely this time." He cancelled the trip immediately. That night he told me, "Mama, nothing is more important than you and Ayesha. I lost my way once. I won't lose it again." Today, as I sit in our beautiful renovated home watching little Ayesha take her first steps, my heart is full. Ahmed runs a successful small business with Sarah, but they always make time for family. Every evening we have dinner together, no phones, no excuses. Max has grown calmer and more loving, now part of our bigger family instead of its center. I finally handed over the full inheritance to Ahmed with only one condition: use it to help others who feel forgotten, the widows, the elderly parents, the broken families. He has already started a small charity in my name, supporting senior citizens. My YouTube videos, shared through Ahmed's channel, have touched millions. People write messages saying our story saved their families. I called my mother after watching. I realized I was neglecting my parents. This is real life, not just a drama. If you are watching this and have parents, please don't wait for a hospital emergency to wake up. Pick up the phone, visit them, walk with them instead of just the dog. Love them while they are still here. My story that started with heartbreak has become a story of redemption, forgiveness, and unbreakable family bonds. Allah has been merciful. My son didn't just come back, he came back better. And I am finally at peace. 2 years had passed since that life-changing hospital day. Ahmed's YouTube channel, which started with my simple recorded stories, had grown to over 500,000 subscribers. People called it Real Family Healing Stories. Viewers from across Pakistan and even abroad shared how our journey helped them reconnect with their parents. Comments like, "I left my busy job schedule for my mother, and this healed my family," filled my heart with joy. But success brought new tests. Offers started coming, big brands wanted sponsorships, companies invited Ahmed for interviews. One evening he came home excited, "Mama, a big tech company wants me to promote their products. The money is huge." For a moment, I saw the old spark of distraction in his eyes. I gently asked, "Beta, will this take time away from Ayesha and me?" He paused, then hugged me. "No mama, family first, always." We decided together to keep the channel pure, no heavy sponsorships that would change our message. Instead, we used the earnings to expand the charity. We built a small senior citizen center in our neighborhood where elderly people could gather, share meals, and get free medical checkups. Sarah managed it beautifully while raising Ayesha. Ayesha was now 2.5, full of energy and curiosity. She called me Dadijan and loved sitting on my lap, while I told her stories of my childhood in the village, running in green fields, simple weddings, and the importance of respect for elders. Her laughter was the sweetest medicine for my old heart. Then came my greatest fear. During a routine checkup, the doctor found something worrying in my heart scans. "Mrs. Fatima, you need a major procedure. It's risky at your age," but without. His sula hung heavy. I didn't want to tell Ahmed at first, afraid it would burden him again. But this time, he noticed my silence immediately. When I finally told him, he didn't hesitate. He cancelled all his meetings, researched the best hospital in Lahore, and stayed with me every single day during tests. Sarah brought Ayesha to visit, and even Max waited patiently outside. In the waiting room before surgery, Ahmed held my hand and whispered, "I refused you once, Mama. Never again. I'm here till the end." The surgery was successful, but recovery was long. Those weeks taught me that true love isn't just words, it's presence during the hardest times. During recovery, I decided it was time to reveal one final secret. My late husband had a younger brother who had moved abroad many years ago after a family disagreement. We had lost contact, but I had kept letters and photos. Ahmed was shocked. I have an uncle? We searched and found him. Uncle Tariq, now living in Dubai, also an old man with his own regrets. The reunion via video call was emotional. Tears flowed as old wounds healed. Uncle Tariq decided to visit Pakistan. When he came, he brought gifts, but more importantly, he shared stories of my husband's youth that even I didn't know. This reunion strengthened our family bond even more. Ahmed started a new series on the channel about lost family connections and how small misunderstandings can break generations. Millions watched, and many families reconnected because of it. Our channel became a beacon of hope. Ayesha turned 4. She was starting preschool, and I made it my mission to teach her the values I wished Ahmed had fully understood earlier. Every morning we would water the rose garden together. I told her, Beta, always make time for your parents and grandparents. No work, no friend, no pet is more important than family. Ahmed and Sarah listened too. They began volunteering more at the senior center. Ahmed started taking me on weekly outings. Sometimes just to the park, sometimes to the village where I grew up. Sarah learned to cook all my favorite dishes perfectly. Max had become a therapy dog for the elderly at our center, bringing smiles wherever he went. One beautiful evening, as the sun set behind the mosque, Ahmed told me, Mama, everything I am today is because of your pain and your love. I want Ayesha to grow up knowing your story. I felt complete. My sacrifices had not been in vain. Today at 75, I sit on the same porch where my journey of pain began. The house is filled with laughter. Ayesha runs around with Max chasing her. Ahmed and Sarah are expecting their second child. The charity we started now helps over 200 elderly people every month. The YouTube channel has crossed 2 million subscribers. All because one mother's broken heart led to healing for thousands. If you are a son or daughter watching this, hear me clearly. Your parents won't be here forever. Don't wait for a hospital emergency or a heart attack to realize their worth. Put down your phone. Skip that extra walk with the dog if needed. Sit with them. Listen to their stories. Hold their hands while you still can. To every parent feeling abandoned, never lose hope. Your love has power. Sometimes the hardest pain brings the most beautiful second chances. My story that started with the words, "My son refused to take me to the hospital," has now become a story of redemption, legacy, and endless love. Thank you for being part of our family through this screen. May Allah bless every viewer with strong family bonds. Like this video if you promise to call your parents today. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. Comment your biggest lesson below. The complete journey ends here, but the love never does.